Hey guys, so today I'm going to give you a tutorial. Actually, my husband and I are going to give you a tutorial on how to make a junk journal just from start all the way to finish. And we're going to try and make this as simple as possible, hopefully with things you already have currently in your collection so that you don't have to go out and buy too much. So first things first, you're going to want a pad of scrapbook paper. I'm using this one let me get it for you. It's the Rose Cottage Chalet Rose paper pad, and it's at Michael's right now. That's what I'm choosing to use. I really just like the color combination in there. I'm just using that to help me get started, but you can use Tim Holtz paper or, whatever kind of scrapbook paper you have around or that you like, that's fine. I also am using some regular, I'm also using some cream cardstock, and then I am also using some craft paper cardstock. All of these things you can get at your local craft store. And then I'm also using tea-dyed paper. So if you have never made tea-dyed paper before and you want a tutorial on that, you guys can let me know down in the comments. But for right now, I'm going to assume that you know how to tea-dye paper. And I'll give you a tutorial in the future if you don't have that. But that's what I'm using today. And then I had a couple other pieces of scrap paper that I thought we could maybe work in there if there's room. So I pre-cut these guys already, but they're really, basically all you have to do, I have a paper cutter like this guy. You just get the paper size that you determine, like what size you want your book to be, measure out your paper, and then cut it down to that size so that when you fold it over, it's going to be the size that you want. So for this one, for example, I just cut down half sheets of the craft stock. So I just take this. I know that this is 11 inches, so the halfway mark is 5.5 inches. I hold this down, run my cutter, then I get two pieces, set that aside. Fold these guys in half. You can use a bone folder if you've got one to help get you a better edge there. And then you just take that and slide it right in. So first step of making a junk journal is to create your signatures. Your signatures are made out of pieces of paper. Like I said, you cut them down to the size you want. I leave these little flaps on mine. Like this is the whole 12 inches of a piece of scrapbook paper. So I just fold this side in and then fold it over. And then that gives me my outer part of my signature. That's how I like to do it. You can do it however you want. Then you start building your signature by taking all your different pieces of paper and nestling them inside of each other like so. You can alternate them however you want. If, it's kind of, the way I do it is I just see what I like and what looks good. So I'll tuck that in there like so, and tuck that in there. And then with a tea-dyed paper, it's the same thing. I just make sure that my paper is roughly the size. Now, see, my tea-dyed paper, this was a different size than my scrapbook paper and my other paper. So it's not going to perfectly line up. That is okay. That is the whole point of a junk journal. Like if this is not perfect, that's fine. In fact, that adds to the character of whatever you're doing. So then I just keep doing that. I keep taking my pieces. I keep taking some tea-dyed paper, some craft paper, a piece of cream cardstock, and I keep sticking them all inside of each other like that. And then I take some of this paper, if that's what I want to do, and I measure this. I'm not sure how long this paper is. I think this paper is 8 inches. So let's cut this guy in half here at the 4-inch mark. No, I don't want to do that. I want to make him, let's make this guy 6 inches right here. Make this guy 6 inches long because I know that this right here is 6 inches. And so then once I fold this paper over, there you go. Okay, so then I've got like this paper. I know I want it to be 6 inches long. I want the text. See, when I put this in here, I want the text to be going this way. So when I cut it, I want to trim off, you know, a top or bottom part of this and then put it in. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go to 6 inches here. I'm going to line that up. I'm going to put this down. You can, on these guys, there's usually like this is a little locking mechanism that you can lock on here. And then that holds this in place so it won't move while you're doing it. I don't usually worry too much about that. I just put my finger down, make sure we're all lined up over here. I mean, that's the hardest thing. There's just a lot of patience with like making sure that you're all lined up and making sure everything's where it's supposed to be and all of that. Put your finger down there, slide the runner here, and voila. You can also obviously use scissors to do all of these. I'm just really terrible with scissors. You don't want me anywhere near scissors. I cannot cut straight to save my life. I'll fold that in half like that. And then I just put that inside. And see, like, this doesn't fit perfectly. That's okay. We're not worried about it. That's like the point of a junk journal, is that it has character and everything's a little bit different size, and you just keep adding it all together. Also, save these scraps because later on, you can use them for embellishments and other things to decorate your junk journal. So like with junk journals, that's another point. Like any extra stuff you have, keep that stuff because you can use it to decorate. All right. So then, once you have put all that paper into all your different things, you will have created signatures. I would say try to get at least 4 signatures. Personally, I like to have 6 or 7 signatures just to really fill my books out. And then as you can see here, we got all our different pieces of paper, each one of them, and you've got them all like this. And then you're going to want to set those aside because then we'll use that later, and we'll show you how that all goes into your outer cover that we're going to make in a minute.